First with breaking news. First with new information. Plus, your First Alert forecast. 19 News starts now.
People heard or people saw it. Then once one person scrambled, everyone scrambled. You know what I mean?
This is really awful. Gunshots inside a packed popular bar in Put-in-Bay leaves a man dead. A swarm of officers and an intense manhunt leaves a community there on edge. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Duffy. This is 19 News, First at 4.
And I'm Nicole Versansky. So at 3, we told you how Put-in-Bay police tracked down the suspect. All new First at 4. Brittany Weir joining us live on the island after speaking with a witness who is still, rightfully so, is just stunned.
Yes, Brian and Nicole, people here on the island, they are still shaken up about what happened here early this morning. I spoke to Stacy Jones, who was here right inside Mr. Ed's Bar and Grill last night with his wife and his brother when all of a sudden gunshots rang out. And what he says he saw next is something he'll never forget.
He blended in like just a regular white guy, just blended in with the crowd, walked right out. Nobody really even batted an eye. Everyone was just kind of shaken up.
That's how Stacy Jones describes the moments after a deadly shooting inside Mr. Ed's Bar and Grill in Put-in-Bay. A man calmly walking out like nothing happened.
Everyone started scrambling, chairs were on the ground, and then I kind of froze and then saw a guy come out of the bathroom or walk out of the hallway, kind of fumbling his book bag, and then he just literally walked right out. And then lo and behold, that was the person who did the shooting.
The shooting happened shortly after midnight, and within minutes, police rushed to the scene.
Affirmative, 1 male, 3 gunshot wounds. Last we heard, he is not breathing, starting CPR.
Police, with support from the Ohio State Highway Patrol, locked the island down and launched an intensive search. For those still on Put-in-Bay in the early morning hours, it was an unsettling wait to get out. 4 hours later, police tracked down Colton Smith of Brownstown, Michigan. The 21-year-old is locked up at the Ottawa County Jail, facing a murder charge. And for Stacy Jones, the night is one he won't soon forget.
Honestly, I was just kind of shocked because I'm like, you know, it was, I guess, strange because I just never been in that situation.
And the victim's name has still not yet been released. Now, Mr. Ed's Bar and Grill did just announce they will remain closed for the rest of the day, and they do plan to reopen tomorrow around 11 a.m. In Put-in-Bay, Brittany Weir, 19 News.
19 Health Alert now. The Ashtabula County Health Department confirms 2 cases of measles in the county. Health officials there now tracking the potential exposures at 3 different locations. So here's a look at those locations. The stockyard, that's in Sugar Creek, the livestock auction in Bloomfield, and the Hillcrest Hospital Adult Emergency Room, that's in Mayfield Heights. If you were at any of those locations between July 17th and July 18th, watch for symptoms and call your doctor before heading to the office.
Now your 19 First Alert forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
Now for your first alert on our cooler air, getting a little bit warmer. It was beautiful outside today. 19 First Alert meteorologist Nicholas Snyder is live for us forecasting at the Asian Lantern Festival. What an incredible day, incredible night to be out at the Metro Park Zoo.
Yeah, hey there, Nicole and Brian. The snow leopards, too, they're enjoying this nice weather. He's taking a little nap in the shade over there. And probably a good idea to maybe get some shade, especially if you burn easily, because that sun is out in full force. But really, that's the only thing getting in our way today. Temperatures right now feeling amazing. We're at 74 Cleveland, 74 Elyria, 75 in Worcester, and 72 right now in Canton. First Alert Doppler showing the clear conditions all around. We're not talking any rain, just a little bit of cloud coverage over the air as well. So just a beautiful, beautiful day. And by the way, right now, if you want to head down to the zoo, temperatures are in the mid-70s. So again, perfect, low humidity. Just wear that sunscreen as you're out and about today. I'd recommend that. The rest of the evening, we're talking temperatures staying in the 70s initially, eventually falling back into the 60s. If you want to come out for the Asian Lantern Festival, I do recommend coming around sunset so you can get the best of both the animals and the lanterns lighting up a little bit later on. Eventually, eventually we're back into the low 60s and eventual 50s, moving back into the area for a fall-like night. But the fall-like weather not lasting for much longer. We're talking summer-like conditions working back in. Along with that, those storm chances moving in as well. We'll break that threat down for you coming up in just a bit.
A babysitter busted, now sentenced for absolutely disgusting crime, sexually abusing 2 toddlers in her care and sharing the videos of the abuse online. The judge sentenced Molly Duncan to 70 years in prison. Both victims were under the age of 2. Duncan worked as a nanny in Portage and Geauga counties. The judge also ordered the 26-year-old from Beechwood to serve 25 years of supervised release after leaving prison.
Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers is calling for transparency and accountability after a deadly police shooting in Madison. A listening session with the police chief that was scheduled for today was postponed to accommodate for a vigil. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has the latest.
A memorial on the streets of Madison, Wisconsin, where police shot and killed a man on Wednesday.
Who died today?
Protesters marched to the state capitol, interrupted a summer concert, and are now demanding answers.
And we need to do more. And this energy, it needs to continue and continue and continue and continue and continue. It's like, because it's very easy to get riled up and have that quick burst of energy.
The disturbing video shows 4 officers struggling to arrest the man. One officer attempts to tase him. Then another shoots him 3 times. Authorities say he died at the hospital.
It's frightening. Obviously, I'd never witnessed anything quite like this.
Michael Dubeck used his cell phone to record the unfolding situation.
All the incidents like that we've seen, and, just wanting to make sure that it's documented so that if there was, wrongdoing involved or if there was something that shouldn't have happened, that at least there was, evidence.
Madison Police Chief John Patterson says officers were responding to a report of a man checking vehicle doors. The suspect fled on a bicycle, and the 4 officers re-encountered him a short time later.
During the struggle, the man pulled out a knife or produced a knife, and an officer was injured by this while attempting to arrest him. The taser was deployed. Unfortunately, it was unsuccessful.
All 4 have been placed on administrative leave while the state conducts an independent investigation. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
2 officers were injured. Complicating the investigation, Madison police officers do not have body cameras, but the police chief did say they have other video that the public has not seen.
Man is dead after a semi crashed off 480 in Hudson early this morning. Hudson police say 75-year-old John Easley lost control of his truck and veered off the highway and down an embankment. This happened east of the Stowe Road Bridge. Easley was unfortunately pronounced dead at the scene. 480 East has since been reopened. Officer Philip Wagner was a Marine. He was a father of 3, a Lorain police officer, gave everything he had every single day, and he died in the line of duty.
A true hero, absolutely. Tomorrow, his family and community will gather to honor him 1 year later. First at 4, Isabella Roberts has the story.
1 year ago today, 3 Lorain police officers were ambushed. Officers Brent Payne and Peter Gale survived, but Officer Philip Wagner tragically died the next day, leaving behind a wife, 3 children, and a community that refuses to let his memory fade.
It was, a tragedy, and I think we're such a close-knit community that it really affected all of us.
Heather Doskasil says the support hasn't wavered.
We all had his badge number on our windows, and if you drove down the whole street, pretty much all of the businesses had those in the window.
Tomorrow, on the 1 year anniversary of Officer Wagner's death, his family and the Lorain Police Department are hosting a public memorial service here at the Lorain Police Memorial. It begins at 3 o'clock and is open to everyone.
It's very heartwarming to see the community come together when there's such a tragic thing that happens, because I think that's how we all kind of hold each other up to, get ourselves through it.
Following the service, the Wagner family will be on hand to greet the community.
I think it's a great thing that they're doing to memorialize, and I think it's also a great way for the community to come together and thank them again for their service, because they have a very dangerous job.
Lorain police say everyone is encouraged to attend for a chance for this community to come together one more time to remember an officer they refuse to forget. In Lorain, Isabella Roberts, 19 News.
Isabella, thank you. Taking a live look at the market right now, all three indices were down across the board today. The Dow down almost 1%. The NASDAQ was down 2%. S&P was down about 1% as well. Oil shot to its highest price since May after increased fighting in the Middle East.
All right, we've migrated over to the Red Panda exhibit. Unfortunately, the glass is a little reflective here. We can't see them all that well, but regardless, it is a great day of weather to be out and about here at the Asian Lantern Festival. Let's take a look at that forecast here. We're falling from the 70s into the 60s with partly sunny to partly cloudy skies for the remainder of the afternoon and evening. Again, a beautiful night. And again, if you want to come, let's say around 8 or 9 p.m., that is going to be your best time to show up, as when that sunset is setting, you can get the best of both worlds with the animals and the lanterns lighting up a little bit later on. Now, later tonight, we are really going to cool off. We're back only into the lower and middle 50s. It's so dry out there. It's so clear and calm that we're seeing those temperatures really drop. A very fall-like night. So a great night to leave those windows open if you want to do that. Give that air conditioner a break. Clear, calm, and cool. We call that a 3C kind of night. For your day tomorrow, summer-like lovers are going to be rejoicing as we're back into the lower and middle 80s. Other than an isolated shot of the shower further to the south, we should be mostly dry.
Parasitic outbreak linked to contaminated lettuce is having a big impact on consumers and a lot of businesses right now.
The CDC has now confirmed more than 4,000 cases and 300 hospitalizations across 41 states. It's the worst year for Cyclospora infections on record. Carter Evans reports.
News of the rising number of confirmed cases is hitting Taco Bell hard. Cell phone location data at one point showed foot traffic at their restaurants down almost 30% nationwide.
I didn't order anything that included like lettuce or tomato.
To lure back customers, Taco Bell is offering $1 deals, and the company's CEO said it will continue to be transparent about what we know and what we are doing next. Meanwhile, experts expect to see positive test results to keep rising while new infections decline.
The big increase in cases that we're seeing is not necessarily related to new infections. It's related to the fact that this is a disease that can take 2 weeks to show up. The key here is that the lettuce has been identified.
Still, the fallout continues as reluctant customers shy away from produce.
So all that lettuce that's growing right now that people might be afraid of, what happens to it?
It either goes to waste in the field or they just dump it.
Fourth-generation farmer Craig Underwood says the heightened scrutiny on food safety may have a silver lining.
I've got to believe that now's the best time to eat it because it's going to be the safest.
A lot of eyes are on it.
A lot of eyes, a lot of inspections. Yeah, it's going to be safe.
Carter Evans, CBS News.
The CDC says that most healthy people will eventually recover from infection with Cyclospora without treatment, although their illness may be prolonged. There is also no vaccine currently available to fight that specific parasite. A 19 recall alert, and Home is recalling 9 drawer fabric dressers. This is what they look like. The dressers are unstable. There they are. If they are not anchored to the wall. Almost 17,000 of these were sold on Walmart.com for $80. Contact Raby Direct for directions on how to get a refund.
A semi-truck hauling a forklift brought down power lines and it was caught on camera. So watch the left side of your screen. It's all along Route 70 in Toms River, New Jersey. Ooh, whoops, a big oops. After this happened, crews cleared the area and restored power. Thankfully, no injuries were reported. All right, also caught on camera, an iguana surprise. It was posted by a guy picking up his iguana Titan from FedEx in Tennessee. He was shipped overnight and expected him to be stiff for a minute. Apparently, most reptiles are stiff after you ship them, but this is what happened. Oh, he was ready to go. He's like,
Did you hear the guy laughing too?
Get me out of this box. He darted right out to the surprise of the workers.
Now your 19 First Alert forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
No one was hurt. We should mention.
It looked like a dinosaur coming out, an old dinosaur coming out.
It sure did. Speaking of iguanas and animals.
Yeah, stay clear out there as Nicholas Snyder rejoins us live from the Asian Lantern Festival. Be careful.
Yeah, we're not anywhere near iguanas, Brian and Nicole. We're seeing Takin right here. He's standing up right behind me. Looks like he's about to do something. I don't know what he is, but we're going to keep an eye out for him here. Let's talk about the weather, though. Over the next few days, really no complaints weather-wise. It's going to be pretty nice, all things considered. We're still in this fall-like holding pattern right now, as those temperatures only getting into the mid-70s today. Still lots of sunshine. Eventually, though, as we head on down the line for the latter half of the week and beginning of the weekend, summer-like conditions do move back in. We're back into the upper 70s, lower and middle 80s. Humidity stays low, so that's good news for us. Eventually, though, the humidity spikes, and with that spike in humidity, that comes a shower and thunderstorm chance over the area. Now, can't rule out an isolated shower tomorrow. We're going to have a system that'll kind of slide just to our south, and with that, it's going to bring a little energy with it that could drive a shower or maybe a rumble of thunder down toward Worcester, Mansfield, Canton, places like that. Basically, the Route 30 corridor. You see that here on First Alert Future View. You notice further up to the north, Cleveland, Akron staying dry. A little bit of cloud coverage tomorrow, but really not too bad of a day. And again, it's feeling more summer-like out there with temperatures back into the 70s and 80s, and that's pretty much it over the next 72 hours. Should be for the most part dry. Saturday looking phenomenal as well. We're at 82 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Sunday we start to see that storm chance work in. That's with that increase in humidity. It's just an isolated storm chance, and I think toward the middle of the day that's going to be your best bet at seeing that activity. Monday, especially Monday night into Tuesday, this is the time frame we're really watching for storms as a cold front slides through. May need a First Alert weather day here. Data's still kind of all over the place on this, but once we get kind of a more consensus on this, that's when we'll let you know whether or not we need that 19 First Alert weather day. After that cold front, though, feeling fall-like once again, partly cloudy and 70s returning to the area.
Now to your top 4 at 4. A murder on South Bass Island. Put-in-Bay police arrested and charged 21-year-old Colton Smith of Brownfield, Michigan. A 39-year-old man was shot several times at Mr. Ed's Bar and Grill just after midnight. The victim has not yet been identified. The investigation continues.
A homemade fireworks factory busted at a Menor condo complex. The bomb squad called to the Heatherstone condos. Investigators say they did find several fireworks and the stuff used to make them. We're still waiting to find out if the person who lives there is going to face any charges.
After the gas explosion in Twinsburg back in June, the city of Hudson put a full stop to all directional drilling within city limits. The city updated us today, saying its staff has been working with industry experts on tougher safety rules. A new policy will go before City Council August 11th. If it's approved, drilling could resume late August. Until then, directional drilling remains on hold.
Oil prices are spiking as the war in Iran continues. The global oil benchmark spiked 6% early today. AAA says regular gas is averaging $4.09 a gallon. It's $3.93 here in Ohio. Diesel is up to $5.21 a gallon.
The defending World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers are visiting the White House today.
Yeah, but back home, the grounds crew is hard at work and not just keeping the field game ready. Dodger Stadium is the only professional stadium in the country that is also an official botanical garden, along with more than 100 plants and plenty of flowers around the ballpark. They also grow herbs, fruits, and veggies that employees use for their own salsa competition.
And you'll see jalapenos, tomatoes, cilantro, garlic, onion scattered throughout the stadium, and then we'll have 10 to 12 people participate in the competition. They'll all make their own. They'll pull the ingredients from the stadium. They'll go home and cook it. They'll bring it back. Me and the guys who do handmade tortillas, we'll press them out, and then we'll test the salsas, and then we'll award someone.
Oh, I'd like to be a judge on that.
Me too.
Little salsa. Landscape manager Chaz Perea hopes the stadium's green thumb rubs off on fans, encouraging them to grow native, drought-resistant plants at home.
Also breaking, a bat found inside a Paynesville home has tested positive for rabies. The first rabid bat in the county to test positive since 2022. Experts say people and pets can be exposed through bites, scratches, or even saliva in an open wound. They're urging owners to keep rabies vaccines up to date for all dogs, cats, and ferrets.
Local school district at a crossroads. It soon could lose dozens of teachers, and it could be taken over by the state.
And a levy in November is not an option. First at 4, Keith Grant with the drastic cuts that could impact your child's education.
Parma School Superintendent Scott Hunt says the district faces a $26 million shortfall and the future looks bleak. He says to make up that deficit, the district will have to make cuts to the equivalent of 150 teacher salaries.
In 2029, I could almost guarantee we'll be in fiscal emergency and state takeover.
So here's why 2029 matters. That's when Hunt says the district will be in major money trouble, spending way more than it takes in. The solution, voters either pass a levy or income tax increase. However, voters in Parma haven't passed either in 15 years. Wednesday night, the school board voted on putting up a school income tax for vote in November. However, the vote ended up deadlocked at a 2-2 vote, so that's not an option. And now Hunt is looking at major cuts.
Do we need to consider building closures, pay to participate, the elimination of extracurriculars, transportation? Everything is going to be on the table.
Parma voters made their case directly to the board Wednesday. One man against the levy telling the board he simply can't afford to pay more in taxes.
We told you for 10 years we can't afford it. I myself can't afford it.
Hunt says he's planning on budget cuts, and he's not ruling out those cuts hitting this school year.
I don't know if that will entail anything mid-year in terms of cost reduction measures, cutting of staff and programs. We can invest in Bitcoin. We're not winning the lottery.
The district says it will look at another levy vote next year to avoid state control. Once the state auditor declares a fiscal emergency, an appointed commission, not the school board, takes control of the district's spending. Keith Grant, 19 News.
Now your 19 First Alert forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
Great day to be out and about and enjoy this beautiful weather out here. We're live at the Metro Park Zoo for the 2026 9th Annual Asian Lantern Festival, and we're going to get a lot more info on what's going on here from zoo people. That's coming up in a couple of minutes. In the meantime, let's talk about the weather. First Alert Doppler, totally clear, totally dry, blue skies galore, maybe a few clouds here or there, but you really can't complain too much about that. As we zoom out, we see why. Big old high pressure, that's our fair weather friend. So we're seeing northerly winds keeping us in the 70s right now. I want you to notice, though, as we look to the south and west, a little bit of heat trying to build, and that heat slowly but surely makes its way in. Not going to say we're going to see 90s again, but certainly middle and upper 80s definitely in play as we go on down the line here into the forecast. And with that, an increase in humidity as well. So we are watching a thunderstorm chance working its way back into the area as we head into the end of the week and as we head into the end of the weekend here as well. We're going to talk much more about all of this activity. Plus, again, we're getting you a look at what's going on tonight and all the rest of the nights here at the Asian Lantern Festival. That'll be coming up in just a bit.
Tropical storm Bertha is expected to make its final landfall on the Northwest Gulf later today. But its most significant flooding rain threat is unfolding in the east. Maribel Gonzalez has the latest on Bertha's past and the possible impacts of its cross-country reach.
The second named storm of the Atlantic hurricane season is bringing wind gusts and rainfall to parts of the south.
That spin is going to bring some moisture into areas of Louisiana and Texas.
Yet hundreds of miles away, a cold front draped across southeast Virginia. Parts of the Carolinas and northern Georgia is being supercharged with moisture linked to Bertha, bringing a threat of heavy rain and flooding.
By adding moisture to this, it's allowing all of these areas of Tennessee and North Carolina to have much more abundant moisture than they would have, frankly, just from the front itself.
Some areas in North Carolina have already received a month's worth of rain in the past few days, with more to come. Thunderstorms this afternoon in some places in the south are forecast to bring up to 2 inches per hour. The intensity could overwhelm drainage system and flood some urban areas.
All right, moving on now. Pepper Pike police are sending out a warning to people in the area after late night attempted car break-ins. This video is from Shaker Boulevard in Pepper Pike. A home security camera caught someone trying to get into these vehicles. Looks like an RV there, parked in a driveway overnight. They were all locked up, though, and a motion-activated spotlight came on, and that sent the guy scurrying out of there. Police say it's a reminder to lock your cars and trucks, use outdoor lighting, and secure your home and garage before bed. Well, some of these folks are on our streets when they need to be in front of a judge.
They are. This week's Cuyahoga's Most Wanted. Dan DeRosa is back with our second fugitive of the week.
There's a reason there is a sex offender registry list that keeps all of us safe. And when sex offenders don't register, well, that'll get you on Most Wanted.
In October of 2017, Chad Barrett pled guilty to gross sexual imposition, and according to reports in that case, in November of 2016, the victim came into a police station and reported that they had met Chad for a date and that he had sexually assaulted them at his Garfield Heights home. Due to this conviction, he's required to register as a sex offender and has failed to do so. He can be identified by tattoos of dragons on his left arm and leg and a tattoo on his right leg of a fish.
Detective, this program cleans up our streets one fugitive at a time. It gets justice for victims, and it also allows our viewers to pick up a reward of up to $5,000. What do you like to remind people?
That crime doesn't pay, but Crime Stoppers does.
Anonymous phone calls. That's why this Crime Stoppers of Cuyahoga County works. 216-252-7463. They don't record the call. They don't want your phone number. They just want the tip that brings in Chad Barrett. And to Chad, I remind you, we have a 78% capture rate, indirectly, after being featured on Cuyahoga's Most Wanted. So Chad, good luck.